This was just announced. Donald Trump, the President of the United States of America, has just declared that America will be offering a gold card for $5 million US. What does this mean? The gold card, as explained by President Trump himself, will be similar to the United States green card for permanent residency. However, in addition, the gold card will offer a path to citizenship. This and other benefits, which were not elaborated upon, but some other benefits. So, as President Trump has explained, this is for wealthy foreigners who are willing and able to pay $5 million for U.S. citizenship. So, what does this mean? What is going on here? This is new for America. This is not something America has done previously, to my knowledge, not to this extent. $5 million is a lot of money to pay for U.S. citizenship. I mean, think about it. The U.S. has even given free pathway to the United States for residency and maybe eventually citizenship. One such way has been the diversity visa lottery program, which I believe is still ongoing. And so with that program, basically, you just send in an application and hopefully by chance you will be selected to go to the U.S., to immigrate to the U.S. and get permanent residency and eventually citizenship. And this is basically free. I mean, to my knowledge, there may be some like fees here and there that have to be paid. But, the U.S. was just saying, come on over, come work, come be a part of the United States of America. But not anymore. We're seeing the changes. We are seeing that Trump is saying, we don't want immigrants. Speak for yourself, Trump. He's saying, we don't want immigrants here in our country. He's sending people out. The government's actually paying people to report undocumented immigrants to be sent out. And people were actually taking the payment. It's insane, right? But now, all of a sudden, he wants immigrants. But not just any immigrant. He wants wealthy immigrants to come into America. It's very interesting. And I'm going to tell you a quick story here just to give you a little bit more insight to what is actually happening and what this really means. So stay tuned to the end of the video because I'm going to reveal a secret to you that the United States and Donald Trump himself does not want you to know. So there was once an emperor who was very wealthy. In fact, he thought he was the wealthiest of all. Of all the emperors, of all the kings, he was the wealthiest. He felt that he was the smartest and most intelligent. And on top of that, of course, he was the best dressed. So he went around saying big words that he didn't really know the meaning of, but just to make himself look smart and intelligent. And looking down upon others for being less intelligent, for not being as well dressed as he was. One day, a tailor came into the emperor's court and said, "Emperor, you are indeed the wealthiest, the smartest, the best dressed in all the land. But I have special clothes here that will cause you to stand out even more than you already do, above all the rest." So, of course, the emperor was interested. He was intrigued. He wanted to be better than the best. So he said, "Okay, let me see these clothes." The tailor said, "Of course, I will show them to you. But one thing about these clothes is that only the most intelligent people can see them. Stupid people can't see these clothes." So the king, knowing that he's the most intelligent, expected that he would be able to see these clothes, obviously. So the emperor said, "Show them to me. Show me these clothes." "Okay, so before I do, let's disrobe you. And let me get your measurements." So the tailor goes about disrobing the emperor down to his underwear, and he's taking his measurements, measuring his arms, his chest, his stomach, the length of his legs, measuring everything. Okay, now that we got the measurements, let's go ahead and pick out the perfect outfit for you. So the tailor goes to this suitcase that he has, and he's rummaging around through all this stuff and says, no, not this one. This isn't good enough for our emperor. Okay, what about this one? No. Here it is. Aha, I found it. So the tailor pulls out a hanger, and there's nothing on this hanger. And he says to the emperor, look at this amazing shirt. Isn't it so beautiful? And the emperor is looking and trying to see, but he can't see anything, obviously, because nothing's there. But he doesn't want to look foolish, so he says, wow, yes, that's the most beautiful shirt I've ever seen. Okay, and what about these pants? What about these trousers? And he pulls out a hanger with nothing on it again, and the emperor is looking and squinting and says, I don't think I've seen anything like those. Exactly, says the tailor. What about this jacket? Isn't this the best, most exquisite jacket you've ever seen? The emperor keeps going along with it. Yes, wow, I can't believe my eyes. Perfect, let's put it on you. So the emperor is going along with it because he says, for sure, I'm intelligent. I know all these big words and everyone looks up to me. I know I'll be able to see these clothes at some point. So the tailor puts on the imaginary clothes on the emperor and stands him in front of the mirror. Now the emperor is standing in front of the mirror looking at himself naked, right? Standing in his underwear, his underpants. And he's saying, well, I don't know if it's quite my style, but... And the tailor says, of course it's your style. Aren't you the best emperor? Aren't you the wisest? Aren't you the most intelligent? Aren't you the wealthiest? You have to be the best dressed. There's no other clothes like this. No one will be able to compete with you. So the emperor agrees, yes, I am the best. I am the most intelligent, and I have to be the best dressed. So, fast forward, the emperor begins to walk around his kingdom wearing these imaginary clothes. And he's doing it with confidence, right? And he asks his staff, do you all like my new clothes? But let me tell you about these new clothes before you answer. Only the most intelligent people can see them. Stupid people, unintelligent people can't see them. So, of course, the staff, wanting to please the king and wanting to appear intelligent, is all saying, yes, we see the clothes. They're so beautiful. Oh, my gosh. Oh, emperor, you are the most well-dressed. You are the best-looking emperor in all the land. Of course. Fast forwarding a little later, the emperor goes on a parade throughout the town. He's waving to the people in his new clothes. And all of the people are staring wide-eyed and open-mouthed at the emperor riding by in his new clothes. The emperor's thinking, wow, these really must be impressive clothes. Everybody is so amazed and enamored by me. Until a child says to his father, Daddy, I can see the emperor's underpants. And the whole town begins to laugh and chant, underpants, underpants, underpants. The emperor was so embarrassed, realizing he had been fooled by the tailor. Now, I tell you this story, and you should be making connections at this point as to why I tell you this story. Emperor Donald Trump and America herself are trying to convince the world that they are the most well-dressed, the wealthiest, the number one nation in the world, on the planet. And if you can't see America's clothes, if you can't see America's wealth, it's because you're stupid. It's not because America's not wealthy. But you see, here's Donald Trump offering this new gold card for $5 million. What does that tell us? It tells us that America is not wealthy. It tells us that America needs money. On top of that, in the interview on YouTube, you can look it up. Just look up President Trump gold card or something like that. In his little short interview with the press, Donald Trump is saying, oh, this is going to boost our economy. We can get, who knows, if we get 10 million people or 1 million people to sign up for this, and we'll boost the U.S. economy, and they will come in and they will create jobs. We can pay off our debt, right? All of these talking points are telling you very directly, very plainly, if you're listening, we don't have money. There's not enough money in America. There aren't enough jobs in America. And what he's saying is America needs to pay her debt and get a fresh start. America just needs to start over. Throw it all away and let's start over. That is what is being said here. Also, if you've noticed, if you've been keeping up in the news, what else has been happening to federal jobs? The Trump administration is canceling them. So many federal workers have already been fired. They've already been let go. Federal aid is being cut left and right. Initially, the Trump administration said that federal workers could take a buyout and leave their job and continue getting paid for 7 months, right? This is another sign that America is broke, people. Wake up. The emperor has no clothes. America has no wealth. She is trying to cut her expenses by cutting U.S. American federal worker jobs and saying, we can't afford to pay you. So take this buyout and go. And then the court stopped that. Okay, well, forget the buyout. You're fired. He told federal agencies, if anybody is an underperformer and they're already on a performance improvement plan, a PIP, as it's known in the U.S. government, just cut them, fire them. You have the basis to do that. Let them go. America has no money. She is without clothes, but she's trying to convince you and the rest of the world that she has clothes, and her clothes are the best, and she is number one. She's the best dressed, she's the most intelligent, she's the wealthiest. But as we are seeing from the signs, if you're paying close attention, that is not true. The wool is trying to be pulled over our eyes. And if you stand up and say, I see America's underpants, America's not wearing any clothes, America doesn't have any wealth, then America will try to say, no, you're the stupid one. BRICS nations, Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa, Ethiopia, all the other nations that have joined. No, you're the stupid one because you can't see our clothes. You can't see our wealth. And the reason you can't see it is because you're stupid. No, the reason we don't see it is because it's not there. So I'm telling you this to tell you, do not be fooled by the emperor's new clothes. They are not there. America's wealth is not there anymore. America's status is not there anymore. And we're not the stupid ones for saying that. And I'm telling you, if America was your plan A, if you're sitting in that nation right now, expecting things to continue as they always have, expecting the wealth of America to continue on forever, you're making a big mistake. You have to come up with a new plan, with a new strategy. Because everybody can see that America is on a downward trend, that she's not wearing any clothes. Everyone can see it. So don't you get caught being one of the people, one of the emperor's staff members who are saying, oh, yes, we love your new clothes. We love America's wealth. It's so nice. Yes, you're still on top. Don't be one of those people. Be like the child who said, no, Daddy, I can see her underwear. I can see her underpants. She's not wearing clothes. Don't wait until it's too late to come up with a plan, with a strategy, or else you will lose your wealth along with that nation. You have to come up with a plan. And, that's what my family and I are doing here in Ethiopia. We've devised a plan. We're putting businesses in motion. I haven't talked too much about what those are on this channel. Because, I believe in moving in silence sometimes. If you talk too much before it's ready, before it comes, you might lose it, right? So we're keeping it quiet, but we are also doing the same thing. We're recognizing, okay, we need another strategy. We need a plan in place. We need some businesses. We need some income. So that's what my family and I are doing. And I would encourage you guys to do the same thing, because soon the entire town, the entire world will see the emperor has no clothes. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something from it. And I will see you in the next one.